Hey, morning, everybody. Couple minutes to open.
You don't remember my name?
S&P nicely hanging over 4668. We've been talking about that number. Hey, good morning. We've been talking about 4668 for a while now. Finally broke through last week. It's been consolidating over that ever since. But S&P, if it does finally make its break, 4785 is completion. From the last move, from that 50 level, let's bring that up. That 50 level took about 8 days to get to the next level. So if we're keeping that the same context here, 4785 should be sometime probably next Friday-ish. Nasdaq also at completion 16,378. Let's see if it can break and hold above that. We did break above that on Friday and gave it up at close. Tilted towards it yesterday as well. So this is what I'm looking at for NASDAQ. So we did get the break. Stumbled at close. We got to it again. Rejected yesterday, but we held at a higher low. And now let's see if we get it. All right, we're open. We're at the open. Let's get some walls up, and then we'll get into this a little deeper. All right, give it a little bit more time. 20 seconds into the open right now, guys. Hey, morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I have a crazy week in store for me this week. I have a lot going on right now. Let's find some action today. All right, so excuse me. That's looking at 469 right now for a SPY. And 7071 are going to be some call walls. Let's just throw those in. And it looks like 68 and 67 are some put walls. All right, cool. So we're bull long. That's awesome. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. 397.5 was actually close. All right, it's very rare in a bull market that you're finding hedge pressure or price starting under hedge pressure. Haven't really seen that in a bit. 399. And let's pop in a 388 call wall. Cool. Let's take a quick peek at the Dow. 361.5. And let's hit up the Russell. Our hedge pressure for Russell is 240.5. Perfect. All right, let's check a quick peek at internals. All right, cool. So we're good to go. All right, so let's take a look at the open here. Everything's above hedge pressure, which is kind of common in this market right now. Let's take a look at VWAP real quick. Everything fluttering above VWAP. That's good. Resilience right now, everything is positive. Not crazy positive. S&P at 14, NASDAQ at 8. I actually like this NASDAQ drop, but I don't see here. Yeah, we're gonna pop in. We're gonna pop in one NASDAQ. We're just going off of resiliency here. Resilience. We're above hedge pressure. We are at a put wall. We're gonna pop in one quick NASDAQ here. Also had a couple of pivots here as well. NASDAQ. We'll take a loss at around 358. We can break through here. Let's see. Yeah, 359, 358 is the fine out if we miss. All right, so we'll take a quick loss on the NASDAQ drop. I don't normally trade the opens here. We were at a couple good spots. We were at a put wall. We were at a 4-hour and a 1-hour pivot, and we were positive for resilience, so I took a shot there. We're actually negative now in resilience. So. All right, so the open's giving up a little bit here. Nothing too crazy. 378 is still a hard number for NASDAQ here. We're at that number. We're at that level for the third time, really. First time did break through and gave it right back. Pivot. Let's get a level. So if you guys are watching, this is the action that we're looking. We were betting on a third. We were betting on a break up there, and a break up there would actually paid out very well. So I don't mind the risk and reward there. But that 16378 number has been a problem, really, for the last 3 days. So that's the number we're looking to break. We do get a break, and it's actually pushing back up now. We were a little early getting out. We do get a break above that there. It's just kind of clean skies. All right, Russell's actually at right now as well. Let's pop a Russell. All right, so the open is kind of mixed bag. Popped up a little bit, came right back down again. Tons of volume coming in. I'm in a Russell long right now. As long as we hold above that 36 number, it's fine. Under that, we're going to get out. We're teetering towards hedge pressure for S&P too. I'll probably take a long there as well. I don't like trading opens, but everything is looking pretty bullish right now. We're at levels right now where a pop could be a big hit for us. So we are rolling the dice with those shots. So we have a Russell long. I like this long here for the Russell. See if it holds. Break under new 24.35.5. Get out of this. Break and hold underneath that, and we're out. We'll see. And VWAP, Dow gave up VWAP here. It's okay. Let's zoom in a little bit here. All right, this is, if it's going to bounce, I imagine this is where the bounce would take off for Russell. Let's try it. Let's see. All right, 24.38. Need to break and hold above that. All right, market is banging around now, trying to find its footing, which it normally does the first half hour, which is why we normally hold off. But I did like two of the longs, so I took them. Russell 22.42 has been resistant so far since the 3 o'clock hour, really. Russell back to VWAP here. One last touch. Hopefully this will be the move. And it looks like Russell's trying to give this up here. All right, back at support. We're looking for a bigger move here, guys. We're not looking for a scalp. I didn't take those 2.5 points early. I'm looking for a bigger move. All right, NASDAQ giving it up. Let's get out of that guy. All right, so NASDAQ's at support. Again, this is where it popped up before. Just one contract long right now. Russell totally croaked there. You guys see that? Russell just shooting itself right now. Dow trying to hold. Let's see if it can do it. NASDAQ S&P also fine. NASDAQ resilience around over 50 right now, so I'm okay with the long there. NASDAQ. Let's see what it wants to do here. If it can break through 72, hold. Russell may be down for the count today, but the Russell is not going to influence NASDAQ and S&P. It usually doesn't as much as NASDAQ and S&P influences everything else, right? We say it all the time. Russell's like that little cousin syndrome. It kind of does what it wants to do. And it's looking like that's kind of what's going on now. NASDAQ is holding its level already. He hasn't given up yet. Russell has kind of threw up all over itself. Dow is following it as well, too. Now, the Dow is leading off the Russell as well, too. We don't love that so much. S&P at VWAP. Let's see what it does there. NASDAQ still holding support. NASDAQ's also tightening up a little bit here. All right. We're not liking S&P breaking through here. So the S&P is going to lead us here. We're going to take a little bit here. No. All right. We don't love S&P kind of breaking through right now. Even S&P is at a major support line here. Let's see if it bounces. I think the S&P long would even make more sense. Hold an S. We're going to throw an S&P long in here. S&P is at it's 4 hour for the 10 o'clock here. If it can hold this line right now, this is a very strong support system. A lot of things are here. You have a 4 hour, your 1 hour pivot. You have your VWAP here. So we threw an S&P long at VWAP. If it does break through right now, total out 46.90 is a total out for us for S&P. We'll see if we get a bounce. So far, it is trying to bounce. S&P is about even right now in resilience. Russell and Dow trying to get back into the game here. This is good for us in our long. I normally don't trade the first half hour, guys. You guys know that. Today I had a different type of feel. I saw some things, and I haven't really traded that much, and I've missed a lot of trade. I want to take a couple trade. I like the setups. Didn't work out for me so far, but hey, that's variance. But I do like my open right now for S&P. I'm gonna hold. I'm looking. I'm not today. I want to find that bigger trade. I'm not looking just to scalp today. So hopefully it's not one of those choppy, crazy days. Right now for S&P, I'm looking for a hold above 46.96. If I get that break and hold above that, I will add on to that. Looking to break through 4,700. So I'm looking to build the position here, guys. If S&P right now breaks down under 46.90, I'll be out of this trade. All right, S&P testing VWAP again. NASDAQ also giving up a little bit here. NASDAQ back at support. Open support for NASDAQ has been that 355 number. See now NASDAQ, that's different. If NASDAQ breaks through right now, I'm not going to chase this long with S&P. S&P and NASDAQ, those guys are tightly wound together, so that's not something I'm looking to do if it breaks through there. We'll see. S&P is still in its 4 hour range here. All right, so I'm not going crazy here yet. I do like my position. I like my entry anyway. If I can get that bump, we'll be good. We'll start building a position. If it breaks through, I can get out of that. No risk. Very little risk, I should say. All right, if it's going to be a bump, it's going to be here. Break and hold through 46.90. I said we're going to get out. Let's see. We're at that number now. I don't use hard stops. Well, sometimes I do. But I usually don't use hard stops. See, I have levels that I have in mind, which I call out, and then if it breaks and holds underneath an amount, like a breakthrough right now, and I'll be out of this. But this is a level right now that could act as support. If it doesn't, and 40 or 50. All right, so we're gonna one more time through. All right, we're fighting here, and let's see if we're giving it up. Yep, we're giving it up. All right, so am I. All right, guys, not a great open for us so far today. We're going to wait for 10 o'clock right now to see if this is going to be confirmed. If it is, then we're going to look maybe to jump on a short. Plenty of day left. S&P did get a hedge break. S&P did break through hedge. NASDAQ did shoot right to a call wall. S&P losing hedge. It has to regain it quick. This could be a bigger deal here. If a break and hold through that, we might take the break for NASDAQ as well too. Let's see what happens here, guys. All right, S&P last leg of support for the well, not really last leg actually. It's the last 46.86 to give everything back. Nasdaq already broke through right now. Not looking great for a long at the moment. I mean, this doesn't look bullish to me. But the last couple of days, we've been having more VWAP kind of breaks, which is this confirmed chop. Anytime I see more than 2 VWAP breaks since an 8 o'clock hour there, it just kind of tells me chop is coming for the day. So this could be a chop day, which doesn't hold true for what we're trying to do is kind of hold and build a strategy here. But we were playing for a break through those top levels. We're not getting it. We had S&P is still setting up here, 46.68 holding. It's still overall long term. It's still looking long. But the 46.68, if we give that up, though, this might get ugly quick. We're still 20 points away from that, though, so that might not even be in the range for today yet. Internals tick is it's still passive right now. Add at the open is definitely looking down. It did break through the 0 level, the equilibrium level. VIX is looking extremely bearish as well right now. So this could get ugly, guys. Let's see. I'm actually going to jump into a Dow short here. Market giving up here. Let's see if the Dow is going to populate off of that as well. Guys, look at Dow under VWAP right now. Everything is kind of giving up here. We're going to chase a Dow short as well. 265 out. Let's see if the Dow follows everything else. The Dow is more of a leader than it is a follower. I'm sorry, it's more of a follower than it is a leader. So everything else giving up here. Dow holding off of an hour pivot. Can you see that? I got it right at that hour pivot for the 10 o'clock, which is coming in 5 minutes. So let's see if we can catch something here. It looks like maybe we caught 25 points very quickly. I'm gonna take one off here. I want to see a breakthrough, and then I will re-add to my position though. But if it gets back up again, it's still early. It's still the first half hour of the open, guys. So it's still market's still trying to get its feet here. So I took off one at 30 points for my Dow short. If we do get a breakthrough, I will look to add on later on as well. Maybe this short is the one it's holding. Yeah, everything else is kind of giving up, right? This is not looking bullish to me here. Let's see what we do. This is at support, so I took off one of my short at support. Now, longs, it's dangerous to short, guys. That's why I'm more inept to taking off a position when I do hit a short than when I hit a long. Because there's been in this bull market buyers set up at certain levels right now, and when this thing kind of tanks down, when the buyers get the level that they want, they've been shooting it right back up again. So I took off. Looks like it might still go through. I'm at 43 points right now and climbing for my one last contract. You guys saw I threw on 2 contracts right over here. So actually I can do it from here. So at the top, right in the VWAP there, when everything else was kind of dropping through, I threw in 2 contracts for Dow. I thought it made sense because everything else was kind of giving up. So I figured the Dow, being a follower, was going to follow suit. It did. Broke through. I'm at 40 points right now in the green off of my 1 contract left. 50 and climbing. All right, we're getting another break here. So we're gonna see where this thing goes to. As far as the Dow is concerned here, this is a level of support. If it does break through here, ultimately, which I don't think we're going to see today, but 35,776 is that the next level down. I don't know that we're going to get that today or not, but and I gave a quick pop up. Right. So we're still 30 points in the green here. I don't want to give back all. I mean, we were 50 points max. I don't want to give back 50 points. So if I see everything else popping up, there, I might take out, but. Right now, nothing else is doing anything. Nasdaq still making lows. S&P making lows. Russell making lows here. So I don't need to get out of this right now. Hey guys, welcome. If you're new, welcome. Hello. How you guys doing? We took a long at hedge pressure. We missed a couple of longs early. We got into a really cool short for the Dow. Climbing right now, we have 30 points. We may consider taking if anything else jumps up. Nothing else is. Nasdaq still making lows. As long as S&P and Nasdaq are still shooting down, internals are looking worse and worse right now. We're not getting out of it. We might even add 2 if we get another pop up here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna wait. If we get some teetering, if we find a fight here, we'll add on and take another short. We'll see if we get that here. We're not getting out. We're not going to take out. Right now, we're only up about 15 points. But nothing else is showing strength right now. So for our Dow move there, we're going to add on as soon as we get a kickoff. So we're watching right now. We're watching a 1-minute chart, waiting for a reverse. And look at that. We got it. We got it before we got in. We're waiting to see a fight there. It just kind of hit and just took off from there. We didn't get to see the fight, so we didn't add on to that. I wanted to add on to my short. But, okay, so we're over 50 points now. It's at 60, and there we go. All right, so it's thrown. I wish I would have added on. I wanted to add on, but I wanted to make sure of the fight. I didn't want to add on and then get to VWAP, and now I'm down. For my 1 contract, I'm 73, 74 points in the green right now and climbing. Touched 80, broke 80. Nice. All right. Well, this is kind of helping our morning longs, right? 80. I'm not getting out of this until the market tells me to. Right now, I need to have nothing is coming up. Well, that was the first one to react up. You guys see that? It's always been the first one to react up here. Nothing else. Nasdaq is looking bad. S&P's looking bad. Russell's giving up here. Yeah, listen, Dow broke a key level at that 36,300 or 36,200. I don't think 35,776 is in play yet for the Dow, but let's see how far down this can go. I'm one contract short, guys. Anyone just came in now? I'm holding one contract short for the Dow right now. I'm waiting to see any reaction anywhere. I would like to get it add on. I just missed the ad. I want to see more of a fight to add on. I wish I did. Oh well. Going into the 10 a.m. hour, the new hour right now. We're about 10 seconds away from that. Let's see the reaction 10 o'clock gives. As a whole right now, I mean, things are trying to come back. We're still about 70 points up. When it goes down, it's just making some huge jumps here. So we have about 80 points right now in the green, trying to make new lows. Yeah, listen, the Russell broke its hedge pressure. NASDAQ broke hedge pressure. SPY broke hedge pressure. Dow's the only one holding on right now to hedge pressure. We're getting reaction here. All right. S&P is bouncing at 46.68, guys. We talked about that before as well. We've been talking about that forever. 46.68 is where S&P is bouncing. No, 46.69.25, but right at that level. So we're going to add on here for our Dow trade. I told you before we're trying to build a long. I wanted to get that. I got 213. I didn't catch 213. That was the number I was looking for here. All right. There's two add-ons that we missed, guys. Let's see if Dow can make a new low here. Great. If it's not going to, we'll probably take our profits for this trade and look for another one. Let's see if we can make some new lows here. Let's try. Right now, everything is setting up for another dip down here. I'm not getting out of this trade. All right, guys, we just touched 100. Cool. Yay, 100-point trade. 100-point Dow trade we got. And still going. Well, so far, this is a give back day, guys. NASDAQ, if it keeps going here right now, 15,931 is the next level before that completion of 678 that it broke and didn't hold over. Let's see. Well, we definitely got into this trade at the right time. Let's see if we can get any more out of it. We topped 100. We held for a little while. We're in the 90s right now. We're going back and forth, 80s to 90s. But nothing is setting up here bullish right now. Everything is just popping sky. VIX is popping sky high right now. Let's take it. We'll keep an eye on Russell. The Russell is the only thing that I see. If that shoots up first, the Dow might follow that more than the S&P and the NASDAQ will. But we're going for an overall trade here. So we're going to add on here. So we added on to our short here, guys. If we're wrong, we're going to get right out of that. If we get to 80 and blow through, we're going to get out of that, and we'll add on again at 213, but we're looking for the bigger short here. So we did get our add-on. Let's see if it works out this time. We're looking for that 180 to hold as resistance, as a new resistance right now for a push lower. Dow seems to always like the round numbers, so 36,100 would kind of make some sense here. And there it goes, blowing through. Cool. All right, so we got to our new support. Let's get one out. All right, back in the green. Cool. After that awful open, right? Open start to the day. All right. Still, as a whole, market is not looking to do anything. It's teetering right now, right? So it's trying to find if this is a support or not. The first thing that pops up, we'll get out of our last trade probably. I think that would make sense. But being everything broke through hedge pressure so violently right now. This is just not looking like something I want to get out of. All right, we're almost back. We got into this thing around the 168 number, right? 170-ish, 180. So it's, we'll see. If we get back to the 170 number, I may add it in again. Over 180, I'll take that one out. Yeah, 177 is where we entered that second contract. We will add another one around that number, which we're kind of getting to now. I'm going to throw one in at 170. And Phil, that was quick. All right. That was a little bit of momentum, too. Okay, hold on. Let's get... if 180 breaks and holds, we're going to get out of this thing, guys. Let's see. Not in love with the add-on. I'm taking the add-on out. I'm not in love with that add-on. That was a little bit too much momentum. If it breaks down, it breaks down. I'm still holding one, but I don't like the add there. It's the thing. Even when I'm shorting and I'm in a great short and I'm holding for a while, it's still scary, right? Because these buyers, when they step in there, they've been just relentless over the last pretty much year. $213 will be a definite sell for me if it do get to that point again. And if it breaks through the 180 and holds, I'm going to get out of this and wait for $213. If it breaks, it's trying to make its decision now. Tick isn't making any new highs right now. Add is just kind of lost equilibrium there. It may at some point in this afternoon kind of start teetering up again to zero. At zero, I would watch for a setup there for another short play as well. Market has confirmed that it's short to me. I'm not looking for any longs right now for the day. Even if it's a sit out rest of the day, like I'm not. That's fine. But I'm not looking for any longs right now. We just broke through everything, so I'm only looking for shorts. I'm definitely in short direction today, which I hate doing that, but in this case, where the whole market's giving up here, I think it makes sense. This is like the exception. If any index was holding up right now, I wouldn't be looking for shorts, or I would be short scalping if that's the case, or something like the Russell just giving up. Maybe I'll find a Russell short scalp. But being the whole market is kind of doing the same thing right now, I am not looking for any type of long scalp here. I would need to kind of break some pivot. Maybe something's got to break VWAP, or something's got to break through a pivot, or something's got to get back over Even over hedge pressure is still scary right now, guys. S&P though is at a key level at 46.68. We talk about that a lot. We're at that level again. If we break through, that could be a problem. So still a lot of things going on here. There are a lot of levels to break for the bears to kind of take over. Or I mean, they're taking over for the day, but taking over as far as kind of like for the week and like in the midterm. Long term is still very, very bullish. This is still healthy. What's going on right now? It seems like some profit taking to me. We're at levels right now that I don't know if anyone kind of predicted that we would get to. I mean, we've just been climbing. So some profit taking is very healthy. It seems like that's what's going on here. So why not benefit a little bit from the guys who are taking their profit? And that's what we're doing today. Only trades we've hit. We've actually hit our shorts well. We did take some open longs, trying to get through a breakthrough of any certain levels. We did not hit any of those longs. You guys saw that. And now we did catch a very good Dow setup here where everything else is falling away. Dow came back a little bit. We got to VWAP or right under VWAP. We got to a couple pivots. It was just a great spot, so we jumped into that. And now market's kind of flexing around here. Not sure if it wants to give up any more. It did give up a lot, so I mean, that could be the range for the day. It could just chop around here. And we don't want to mess around in any chop. We don't like chop. All right, no, that short's still looking decent. It's not looking great, but it's looking decent. We're it's giving up. Hold on. Yeah, I think we found a new resistance there. Nasdaq is just coiling up right now as well. I mean, there could be a break up or break down from here. So this is the fight. We're at the fight, guys, right? So lower end of the fight, I'm probably gonna get out of this trade. I'll get in at higher end. If I miss another huge move, that's fine. But this market already moved down. I mean, 36,320 to 36,120. I mean, 200 points that Dow already gave up this. How much more am I looking to catch? Another 200 points? Possible that it just kind of throws up, but it would be a good area if it's going to pop up. So we'll hang tight here. We would like one more, the breakdown to the lower range, which would be around 140. We'll probably get out around 140 for this trade, but we're looking to get out of this now. Let's see. Russell's actually looking cheeky right now for a short. I like the Russell short than it better. We're going to throw a Russell in, actually. We're at let's see. Russell, if it breaks through here, 26, we'll get out of that Russell trade. One contract short, small potatoes. If the Dow does give us a lower end of that line, we'll just take our profits for the Dow. If it breaks through... What was that high tick there? Like 190. We'll be out of that. So we're still team short. We may be a little early for the Russell trade. This is the top end of the next, this 4-hour pivot. If it does break through, that's that we'll have that as information for later on in the market, and that's fine. If it does break through, we'll go probably flat on everything. All right, Russell is at VWAP right now. Let's see what it does here. Russell first thing testing anything significant? And there's our kickoff, Russell. All right. All right, it's kicking off VWAP. Let's see if that acts as total resistance here and it breaks through, or if it's going to grind around there for a while. All right, we're getting out of the Dow trade as a total final. Russell again at VWAP. Whoa, what was that move? Well, the market just had another a little bit. It looks like a little bit of a sell-off there. Didn't really affect too much, though. Popped right back up, though. So this might be getting bullish. And if so, I'm not looking for new lows and new highs there. I don't want a V here. Interesting enough, NASDAQ resilience is actually positive right now. S&P is not too far off as well. We're in an interesting spot here. I can't confirm up or down, and when I can't confirm, I'm going to get out. Russell did break through hedge pressure on the upside. So things are getting a little bit more interesting here. Trying to get back. All right, Dow's giving up again, guys. And actually, that Russell trade is looking like a short again as well. One more pop up in the Russell, we will jump back in. All right, everything is kind of giving up, but the NASDAQ right now. And that's telling me I can jump into a NASDAQ. We'll have the same strat here. If NASDAQ is going to break over 25 or 65, we'll get out. So let's pop into a NASDAQ short here. We're not building off of a loss. We're not going to cost average ourselves in. If this goes above 66, 67, then we'll get out of this. All right, NASDAQ at resistance, 57, bouncing off a little bit here. Let's see if it breaks through. NASDAQ did peak into negative resilience also. So let's see now we get the breakthrough down. For NASDAQ, we're looking for a bigger move here. We're looking to break 240 is important if we can break through that. Oh, still bouncing around a little bit here. All right, AD is losing here. Tick is coming down again as well. We're bouncing off of our moving averages for VIX, and let's see if we can get through here. This is the one that matters. 40 here, guys. You can get to 240. That's big for this trade. Dow making a new low. NASDAQ still fighting here. I didn't want to see the fight. They wanted to give away 240. All right. We're not adding on to NASDAQ here. Same rules still apply. We're still in the range 260 and above. We're out of the trade. That's our out. And we were looking for 240 to get broken there. We're gonna hold still for 240 to get broken. All right, T's in 240 again. Yep, NASDAQ's just making its decision what it wants to do. It found its real quick support and resistance here, and it looks like it's 260 and 240. It's going to just bounce around that. Need some volume to kick in here to get through 240. And we got through. Can we hold? It popped. If it gives up 240 here, new lows could be in play. All right, there it goes. Got through 240. Now we can hold under 240 here. Let's see. Oh, the market's coming up here. I'm taking out of this trade. There are some pop-ups coming up here. It's trying to find its footing here. I love the Russell short is a great short right now. It's just hanging. It looks like it's hanging on a tree like a swing, right? It's that nice swing trade. I like the Russell short. I didn't get into it. I was into the NASDAQ short. I didn't catch the pop-up again to VWAP, so I missed that short. To get into the NASDAQ short, I took 17 points. Yeah, it looks like another setup here for it could be a very big move here short. See, we will take the Russell around the 24.25 if it gives it to us. We'll take a short there. All right, 25. Let's hold one. 20. Yeah, 24. It's fine. All right, so we have an order in. We have a limit order in. Let's see if it gets filled. We're looking at 24, 24, 9 for Russell. And almost. And we're fill. All right, so we caught the fill. Our out's going to be above V. Actually, our total op should be 24, 29, 6. It's a little bit more than we'd like. All right, we're at VWAP again. I'm going to average myself in for a quick break. All right, the market's fighting, guys. You're watching. You're watching a fight. At this point, holding longer is getting scarier and scarier here. The market has definitely found a level that it's willing to fight, and bulls have not lost a lot of these fights over the course of the last 12 months. But for the day, it's still extremely bearish. So we'll see what we got. We're also looking to break VWAP on the upside here. Look at this. Dow, if this trend is holding, we're at that point for Dow right now to break down again. Nasdaq is looking to fight for VWAP, as is S&P. Not in love with the Russell trade. The Dow trade I like a little better. All right, so we're holding on to our Dow short. We got a short at the top here. I mean, just as soon as we saw a little bit of red coming through off the trend, we took a short. Let's see if it pays off. We did make a new low on our last dip down. Let's see if we're going to get another dip like that as well here. That's what we're playing for right now. Dow is showing severe weakness. Russell is showing strength right now. Nasdaq and S&P are just trying to get themselves to VWAP first. All right, well, the Dow's testing its lows again. Let's see if we can make another new low here. See if we can break 36,115. I still feel 36,100 is very much in play. And there we go. We're at the low right now. Let's see if we can break through. I'm going to take off now anyway, though. You know what? I don't want to play. This has been support. Everything else is kind of showing support-ish here. We already got 200 point move on this last break here. So lower end is fine with me. And look, we're in the green. Check that out, guys. After that bad early morning longs when we got caught up in this profit taking piece, we are now at we're even for the day. Long day, guys. Only 10:30. When I'm trading really tight, I don't make a trade until 10:30. Look at this, all the stuff we went through, the ups and the downs, and now 10:30 is here, and we're even same way. If I would have kept that way with my old strat. 10 o'clock is a good time for me to start trading. 10:30 to 2:30 are normally like my prime time. It's when my stats say that I'm a better trader. Interesting enough, S&P is kicking at that 46.68 that we always talk about. Let's get a chart here for you guys. So based on levels, on level theory, 4668 is huge. Right? See now, and this level, we had this fight called, I mean, weeks ago, right? And it's just doing what it's doing now. But it looks like it's not pushing up here. I mean, it could break up here very soon, but this is right now a short setup, right? Everybody sees that. This is definitely a short setup here. This is looking like a short setup to me too. Huge drop, drifting up here. This is something that when I see the first drop, I'll just start throwing some in. What do we got here? Let's get a closer look at the Dow. And let's take a closer look at Russell. Russell did break that trend line too. That was important here, so they kind of set up for that dip. But now, where this would have been a short, it's breaking above that though. So I'm not getting involved in Russell. Probably the rest of the day. I'm probably out for the Russell trades. I gotta tell you guys, this weekend I was at well, what I thought to be a barbecue was actually like a festival. I went to a friend of mine's house and a friend of mine's sister's house, and it was out of this world. There was hay rides in his backyard. There was a live guy singing, and he was fantastic. There was 7 heaters all over the place. It was the coolest backyard barbecue I've ever been to. It was fantastic. And my barbecues, I have a ton of food and that kind of stuff, but I never thought about getting live entertainment. I just play my speaker. But this party was out of this world. I was so impressed with it. I had such a good time this weekend. And now the weekend coming up here, I have a lot of things going on. I run a scholarship event, my first one ever, that's taking place this Sunday. I have coverage. I'm on the calendar right now for the local news station. Hopefully they show up as well. So happy about this thing. I just hope everything kind of goes smooth, but a lot of things going. This week is all about preparation for this thing. I have so much still left to do for this, but great cause. I actually read the application from who is going to be the recipient of this scholarship, and such a fantastic young lady. She's involved in a ton of extracurricular activities, Red Cross. She started her own non-for-profit organization. There's just so much good stuff going on, and I don't know. If everyone did one, it doesn't have to be extravagant like raising money or anything like that, but just one good deed a day. You want to start, you want to fix the world, you want to change the world, start with one good deed a day. So this is my good deed for the year. All right, so we're having tests. Guys, it was a nice clean break there, and it looked like some really healthy profit taking, but this is nothing. It could fall even more at this point. But there are been bulls lined up right now, and there's so many bulls that are so deep in the money right now that to get them out of their positions and get that real bull squeeze, it's going to be a lot more than just that 200-point Dow drop. So this could break more. 4668 for S&P has been strong support. We'll see if we can get a breakthrough. We did clear out through hedge pressure. We dipped back in a couple of them, right? We dipped back. I think the Russell came back into play. Dow is still holding over hedge pressure. S&P and Nasdaq did give hedge pressure away, which is definitely not good for a long case. But there are buyers, guys. There are always buyers set up there. A lot of deep money that's really in the green right now from much lower levels. To get those guys antsy is going to take a hell of a lot. It's much easier getting shorts in, even if you're shorting. And this is how I explain this: if you're shorting from the top, even of the top of today, you caught this short perfect, right? How long are you holding for? Are you confident this is not going to V by the today or even tomorrow? So those shorters, I see more like when those shorters are in play there, that they're covering more at the end of the day, or they're taking their one-day profits. They're not looking to build month-long profits shorting indices, right? So it's so much harder to get those longs in this kind of a market out. This is not a choppy market by any stretch, guys. This is a bull market. And that being said, in a bull market there, if you want to squeeze those guys out, those bulls out there, it's going to take a lot more than just this one day. And it's evident right now. We're testing levels again. Buyers stepped in. Now, we're starting to get to 50 levels here, which is a major number for market makers. So we'll see what kind of action takes place here. And we're kind of testing that through all the indices right now, and I'll give you some numbers of what they would be. For NASDAQ right now, the 50 level to watch out would be 16,291. For the S&P, a 50 number to look out for would be, actually we're at it right now, 46.8338. Let's see if we can dip off that and stay below it, which right now we are. Did take a little bit of a dip. And off of the major move, a red line for Dow would be 36,212, which is the starting formation for the 4-hour pivot. So that lines up well there. And the Russell did break above its 50. Its 50 was 24.26. It broke, and now it's holding it as support. So let's see if the Russell is a sign of things to come for the rest of the market. I normally don't take stock in the Russell being the leader for the market, but it is making a case for the bull side. S&P also here is, and we kind of saw it coming. Everything was just trying to kind of test VWAP, right? S&P did that. A little bit of a fight going on here. Let's see if we can break through. If S&P breaks through, I would probably take a bet. If we do break the, well, actually we break it wouldn't matter anyway. 16,290. If we break for Nasdaq, would be going above. Anyway. No, actually no. 290 for Nasdaq would still be under VWAP. So let's see if S&P can break through first. Russell is broke through. It's trying to base above. A true base above would indicate some more upside. Dow now getting to VWAP, also breaking through 36,212, which is that red line, that 50 spot from the initial break at 36,313. So there's a lot going on right now, guys. Now, if you are in the case of the total short for the day, these would be levels like the Dow. That would be a level right now looking to chase, and I probably could have taken a short there, but I want something to confirm. I want to see something break off first, and then I'll kind of chase it, a trailing indice. So if the Dow gives, the Dow's not the one I want to see. I want to see Nasdaq and S&P. I want to see what they decide to do. The Nasdaq is still running 25 resilience, guys. S&P is still around equilibrium for resilience, but I want to see what happens there. S&P is the first to reach. S&P is at 46.83 right now. I want to see a break of it. If I get a breakdown from there, I can chase something else. Russell is still basing above its 50 at 24.26. But these are the types of things that I'm looking for right now. And on that, I got 10:37. I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break. I'll be right back. All right, guys. Interesting enough, Russell gave up VWAP and now is becoming the hanging swing, the tree swing. Everything is at its 50 right now and figuring out what it wants to do. So it's just testing a level, very, very normal. If there is going to be a move down, it would be here. These would be the levels that if I'm looking to scalp, I'd be looking to scalp the 25s. I'm not in anything right now. I got hit by some longs early that didn't work out. I caught a couple of shorts that did. And now I'm just sitting on my hands talking to you guys. If something gives up, I'll probably chase it with another. Like if S&P or NASDAQ give up here, I'll probably chase the other one. If one breaks through, I'm going to be probably done for the day. So if anything breaks through at 50 right now and holds, I'm probably done. I'm not looking for any type of a V formation in the market. You remember actually in the beginning of the year, there were all these Vs. Like there was these big breaks at open in the morning. It was trading down, and then they were capturing everything, and then some at the end of the day. It was amazing watching these V formations. It was January, February. I felt like there were just so many Vs. I don't like Vs. They kind of screw me up. I have a bias right now that's short, and I want to stick to that. We did say earlier that if AD can get to the 0 number here, we'll look for a short setup if it's breaking off. So AD will kind of lead us if it gets to 0. Tick right now is just consolidating at equilibrium. VIX is resting above right now the 50-day moving average. We'll see if we get a break above or below that, and that can give us some input as well as what we're looking to do. But right now we're just sitting tight. So we are looking at price action here, guys. But right now I'm looking more so at the internals. See what they do. Everything is kind of hovering under VWAP right now. They're all pretty much hanging. S&P first one that's trying to break through. The Russell did break through VWAP and just came right back down, and now it's hovering like everything else. So the setup still looks short to me, guys. Resilience for NASDAQ is actually still positive. S&P resilience is still pretty much even. All right, let's see. NASDAQ testing a tip right now as well. NASDAQ did not quite reach its 50, right? 16 to 91 was its 50. Hasn't reached that yet. Everything else has and has somewhat rejected. Russell is really right at that right now. 10 minutes into the new hour. Right now, everything would be above the 1 hour pivot, to getting stock into that. So the market is starting to go against. It's not clear what's happening right now. Biggest bet would still be short after that massive, not massive, but after that decent drop right at open. Yeah, that drop at open caught us, and that happens. I think it's still pretty cool that our levels are holding up. Look at this. I mean, this level's been going on for weeks now, right? And it's still holding true until the level completion has been made, which doesn't look like it's happening today. 47.85, these levels are still holding true. And we're going to play them that way until we get a breakdown. A break and a hold, if we get one of those hangers at 46.68 and below, we will look for probably a nice short scalp. This is how I would structure any swing trades too off of these, because these levels are obviously big, so they kind of oscillate around for a couple days, and you break up to the new one or you break down to the next one. But this is how I would set up my swing trades based on these levels. Nasdaq same way. Nasdaq hung around the 16,378 level and broke off of that. Third test of it as well too. This one just was a little bit more violent than the rest. And we were saying even Friday when we broke through, we need the close the day above. And what did it do? Broke down and then used that 1670. This is Friday, guys. And it used that 16,378. It used it as resistance end of the day. And it's kind of been doing the same thing ever since, right? It came up yesterday again, gave us 2 shots at it, rejected. Today, another shot at it and rejected. But this rejection, though, broke a level. It broke support here. And now it's actually using old support for the last couple of days as resistance. That's interesting itself. If Dow lost its level. Dow already lost the 180 level. I don't know that's going to reach 35,776, but if this becomes like a week kind of a trend, 35,776 is definitely in play. It gave up 200 points at the open with another 200 points. I don't know that we're going to give up 400 points today. It's possible still, but for the day, the Dow is minus 137 points, only 38%. So it does have a little bit of room if this is going to be that big break day. Looks like the 50 level is breaking for everybody right now. The VIX is curling up. AD is curling down. This could be a play for us. If we do get a pop-up, like a 190 short for Dow would make some sense. So now it's trying to make its decision. Let's see if we can find an entry. But even the curvature of these things, I'm looking for everything in my trade. Even the curvature right now is not looking crazily bearish, right? There's a lot more momentum going up, even though it had to go up to kind of test that level again, but there is some momentum going up here. I don't see so much. All right, Dow. Let's see if it's breaking through. If we get a kick down, I might throw a short at this. See, we get a 192 fill. I don't mind a Dow short here. All right, so we got a fill. So we're short Dow's 36,192. If it breaks through 200, we'll get out of this trade. Very little risk. And we'll get back in around 212. I don't want to add on at 212 in case this is the move that breaks up, but we'll see. This is setting up right now everything where this could get the drop, so I like our position. I like our entry. Well, right now, the thing is, for me, I think it still is until anything gets broken. We're still, like these red, I know it's kind of emerging right now in the chart that I put in there, but these, we're just testing, levels, right? We're just testing red lines everywhere. And we haven't really, Russell tried to break through one, but it came immediately right back down. So nothing is showing strength. If S&P or NASDAQ were to break through one of these levels here, I wouldn't pop back in. But for now, there's definitely, until one of these break, I see more down than up. I could be wrong. This thing could pop up again. And above 200 right now, I'm going to Dow short. Above 200, I'm going to get out. I'll jump back in at 212. A breakthrough 230, and then that's fine. Then I'm wrong. But I want to see something break first. And nothing is breaking through where it's supposed to test. So it's supposed to test that red line. It did test the red line for the whole move. So now there could be continuation. So I'm risking as a whole really 20, 25 ticks, which is fine. $125, right, for one contract. But if I hit this thing, though, I'm looking at another 100 points off, well, 80 points off my trade. So 25 points for 80. It's a nice little more than 3-to-1 trade. I mean, I could scalp this Dow trade to 162. I'll probably check what's going on there, if there's a fight or not. But just that alone, nothing has popped above it. So until something can break a red line, I don't see a purpose of not getting into those shorts. And everything tested it, right? Everything went to that line and tested it, and they're all for the meantime right now. Yeah, they're all. Yeah, I mean, this is a market that I would short because it's in confluence. Everything is shortable. Nothing is holding up. Nothing is running through. I don't like shorting when, especially when either S&P or Nasdaq is getting up, is going up. But everything's below VWAP. Everything's below its pivots. Everything is below. Well, let's take a look at hedge pressure real quick. Actually, right now we're using a put wall for resistance. Yeah, the main indices are still below hedge. Russell broke under hedge, broke above it again. We're not holding so much strength into the Russell. The Dow has been above hedge pressure, but it's been above pressure a ton of points right now. So even a test right now would be another 200, 300 points. But the main guys, right, Nasdaq and S&P, they've been struggling to break through any meaningful resistance. So these are levels that just make sense being tested if there is another leg going down. So that's why I'm still making these trades. Now we got to the 162 for the Dow. I don't want to see a pop up. That's a 25 level, right, guys? I talked about that before as well. So I don't want to see this thing popping up here like it's doing. That's not too great for us. That's telling me that I might want to try to test that 212 because now the range for 25% moves, which is what this is following right now, is 162 to 212. So it's a 50-point range. I don't want to test 50-point ranges. So I like to see a breakdown here. 3 minutes into the new open. They have an hour pivot setting up too for the Dow that I would like to end under, which is 166. If we could end the hour under 166, I'm going to hold this. If we do not end under 166, I will get out of this trade. And we have 2 minutes left. And I'm in the green a little bit, 17, 18 points. It's been going back and forth. Any quick pop-ups, though, I will probably get out of this trade. A little too close to break even. And everything is kind of doing the same thing, right? It's just testing its 25, which was the scalp that I called before. I probably should have taken the 162. I mean, it's only 14 more points, but 30-point quick scalp on the Dow would make sense. And they're all trying to test their quarter level now. Which, again, everything right now is completely normal for this type of day. The first one, I mean, we've seen some short days before, right? But off of that open where it just kind of gave up Dow 200 points within like 5 minutes, right? Now it's just basing itself in testing levels. So now it's seeing where the buyers and sellers are. And it very well could find buyers at this quarter level that pop it up to the next quarter level. It's very, very possible. Let's see. We have 1 minute left right now. I want to say under 166, guys. If I say under 166, going into the new hour, I'm going to hold this trade. If I'm above 166, I'm going to get out of this trade. That's my plan for the next 45 seconds. I would like the new hour to be under my hour pivot. And 35 seconds doesn't look like it's gonna give it to me. We'll see. See the ending hour, open hour. This could be a break-even trade. This could be a very good trade. That's kind of where we're going at now. I don't want this breaking. It looks like it's trying to trend down though here. This is not looking bad for me. The curvature is definitely looks like it's pointing more down than up. Russell testing VWAP again. Looks like it's trying to kick. And we're into our new hour. 177. All right, I'm going to get out. Next move down if I get one. Yeah, I'm out. All right. Didn't work out. Yeah, I opened the day. I was down like $800 early, right? I was in the long boat also. I resilience early for it, but the break was just too quick and too swift, so I lost 2 or 3 longs. I hit a Dow short for about 100 points, which was nice. Now, not until something can kind of break a red line for me. I'm still looking in the short range, but if we do get a Nasdaq or an S&P break and hold above a red line here, I'll probably look to long something else. I'll probably look to long the trailer, whichever the other one is, to get through that as well. And that's it. So I've been grinding my way back. I got back to even again, before I'm up a little bit for the day. I do want to see something react one way or the other way. So we called out the 24. Well, we actually called out the scalp, and I gave away about 20 points not taking the scalp. But if you look at it here, that scalp was just really, let's get a nice look for us. And they all were kind of doing the same thing. They all had the same similar scalp setups here. Right, so the scalp was from the red line to the quarter line. That was the scalp. They all gave it away. We talked about it when we got into our trade too. Do we want to take the scalp, or do we want to hold for the bigger move? Being that nothing was breaking out of this, I did hold for the bigger move here. And I said too, I wanted the hour pivot. I wanted to end below the hour pivot. It might break through it right now and just keep plummeting down. We opened up right at the pivot. I was waiting for a move, and it made one tick new high. So that was enough for me to get out of that trade. 212 could have been tested. Everything was doing the same thing too. Right now, it's finding its feet in this range right now. So the range for the daily range is over, guys. When I'm looking for my setups here, I'm looking for this new range, and this is the fight and where it's happening. We called the red line. That's an obvious move, right? Everything is holding red line. Russell's been trying. It broke out once, then it held. The Russell, I'm out of the Russell trades probably for the rest of the day. I can't see getting into another Russell trade. But for the other markets here, it's still looking saucy. There's still action here. We played off of the our internals, but telling us short. We was set up at equilibrium for tick. We was set up right now with some more curvature going down for add, and we was set up above our moving averages for VIX. So we set the long up for the Dow based on that, and all of these told us that we can hold for a bigger move or try for a bigger move. It didn't work out. We had our rules in place for it. We got out, and that's the last trade that we made. We also caught, for anyone who's new onto the stream now, we caught a nice short earlier. We had, when NASDAQ and S&P started puking out, the Dow was testing a level, and it was still hanging on. They hadn't puked yet, so we just jumped into contract short for Dow, and we rolled them down a little bit. We actually caught like 40 points on one contract. We added on, got out for another 10 points, and we had a total of about 105 points for the last contract. So that saved our early morning longs, which did not pay off. We were down $800 quick, right, guys? But got it back. Plus for the day right now. And not in a rush to get into anything. Russell's kind of pointing here. So this consolidation, we know where the fights are going to take place, and I want to see the fights like right now. I want to see these things teetering underneath a level to bring it down to the next one. The fact that we're kind of basing and consolidating above tells me 212 might be in play again. Nothing is giving me full direction because nothing has broke through besides Russell, and we don't give Russell all of that credit. We kind of put the Russell in that like little brother thing, which we talk about all the time. So I'm not giving this move right now any credit, but when it does get to it, I can see 24.33 being the next fight up for that. 24.41 total completion, and then we'll make some new levels from there. But everything else is holding true right now. Add is trying to curve up right now, and we said that we wanted to see add test 0, bounce, hang around underneath it, and set up for a nice for a bigger short. But for now, we're still getting mixed signals from our internals. We're liking that we're under that red line for our major indices, but we don't like that we're above our quarter line for those indices as well. So that's the story for the moment with us, and we're keeping an eye on everything as we go. Once we shot through hedge pressure, right, then we just found the next wall, and we just started consolidating and use it as resistance. Russell broke through and immediately broke up. So it broke through hedge pressure to like a buffer area here, and it immediately broke up from there. And now it's still above, so we're not getting involved in the Russell. The Russell's gone for us today. The Dow has been so far away from hedge pressure that like, we can't even use it as an actual parameter. But the NASDAQ and the S&P, we can. And this being said here, I don't trust a move up or through hedge pressure. We need a lot of volume and a lot of buying, which in this market can happen, right? Because again, the bulls, to get bulls out that are in this thing for months or even a year or so, they're into the longs. They're so healthy in the green right now. The only time you're going to get those breaks down are when they're profit taking. So I take today's action at open as just some nice healthy profit taking, which makes a lot of sense at the levels that we're at right now. And at that point now, when we finally broke through, we caught some buyers, and now they're just obviously testing that 50. So that should have been an instant move up there. I don't trust a scalp there, but that would have been a nice scalp going from when we finally did base, getting to that red line. But I don't trust any long scalp here while the market is doing this. So that kind of a sell-off here scared me out of a long short. I'm in the mode for today as a negative until anything can break above our red line. So the red line is going to guide me. Now, Russell, I don't count as breaking through the red line. I want to see S&P and NASDAQ primarily breaking through that red line. And 11 o'clock right now, market's definitely slowing up. I can see the volume coming back around the 2 o'clock going to the close. I'm very curious about the close today. I will be gone from like 1 o'clock to like 2 o'clock. I should be back by 2 o'clock. I will be around if you guys want to message me or Discord me or whatever. I'll be around to talk about the close today. I'm actually very curious as far as how this is going to play out. But for now, this is what we got, guys. As an overall, you want to talk about some levels here. Here, the Russell is looking bearish, as really everything else is. But we are catching levels here. S&P bounced at a level, makes all the sense in the world. NASDAQ broke off of a level. Again, that number we've been talking about, the 16,378 for NASDAQ forever. Bounced off that. So things are still these all look like short setups to me right now. And this is a 15-minute chart. So for a longer trend, maybe into close, they do look bearish right now. So daily, like for the short term, this definitely looks bearish still, guys. But long term, obviously, it's so tough to break that bull run. So I'm not looking for, I would never swing this short. But for daily, still, until something breaks through, this is looking very, very bearish to me. I almost enjoy this time setting up trades because they are obviously a lot slower. The volume is not making these massive quick moves like we saw at the open. Even when we caught that short, we were 30 points up, 50 points up, 80 points up within seconds. I like the setups because you can kind of read what's going on right now. So I feel like they're cleaner, I guess is a good word for them. Because you're not rushing to, oh my God, I missed something there. So this is like market in slow motion at these hours. And those setups, even though they take longer to kind of fulfill, if you have the patience for them, though, those setups are pretty good. Right now, the Dow basing on the 162. Yeah, in this range, I'm not getting involved in anything. If I were to take anything right now, it would be the Dow short, and it would be based on this. Oh, sorry. Dow short basing on the 162 right now, running that to 36,112. If we do get to 36,112, I can easily see a break underneath that. And look, it's going now. So now we broke through the 162 level. If we get a pop up back to 162, I will take that trade. So 10 more points up here, I'll take that trade. It finally did break its support. So let's see if the Dow gives us a 162. I'm putting a market order. Well, I don't want to put a market order now in case it flies through. But if I get to it and it doesn't break through, I will Let's throw a market order short there. That'd be a market order setup. Yeah, that 36,212 was a clean short. Probably should have taken that short. I think it got there before S&P and NASDAQ got to their red line. NASDAQ still hasn't really fulfilled its red line yet. It just missed it. S&P has, Dow has. And Russell's tucking underneath that as well, 24.26. Yeah, I'm done with the Russell. I don't want nothing to do with the Russell today. But the Dow is still enticing. If I get the 162 back from the Dow, I'll probably take it for that move to 112 and under. And the Dow loves, I feel like the Dow loves these round numbers though. So 36,100 is definitely in the play. That's the target number break I'd be looking for, the break under 36,100. Market's red across the board right now, but nothing is over 1%, so it's not this huge profit taken right now. You're looking at about 0.5% for NASDAQ. You're looking at about 0.40% for S&P, right around half for the Dow. 0.75% right now for the Russell. The Russell's the biggest loser today, and it's the only one trying to fight through its red line. All right, so I'm not going to chase this Dow short here. I'm going to wait for a little bit of a pullback, and I will get involved in that also. I believe that 162 should act as resistance now. So that's where I am right now for the day. Funny thing is, because I never say never, because I can't never say it never, but I rarely trade opens also. And today I took a shot with that long open. I like the setup for it. Didn't work out, but I rarely do take long opens. All right, let's see here. Dow is just touched that 36.12, which we called out. Let's see if we can break through. Another 50-point scalp from the 162. All right, now the curvature is changing right now, so I may find some shorts to chase, but any kind of builds up here. So this may be my setup now to get into a short for a lower low. Yeah, even on that pullback, guys, it's scary going into this kind of, the bulls have been pushing this thing up and up and up for a while, but everything pushing up to a red line and holding off of that is a very, very good telltale sign of or down to go. Even for a quick scalp, like that Dow, there was two 50-point scalps in the Dow from that red line. I caught one for like 20 points. So we're not chasing a short here, guys, but we do want to see a little bit of a pullback here. If we're looking at numbers, I'm not getting involved in the Russell trade. We're looking at numbers there for the NASDAQ 16,240. Could make some sense. But now if we're not making new lows on NASDAQ and S&P, this could be setting up for a double bottom. So these are levels right now that's scary to go against bulls, because over the last 6 months to a year, you've been getting burned in these setups, looking for that downward cycle to kind of keep going. I do like the Dow setting up here. When this kind of gets through, when VWAP gives me a little bit of a comeback here, I'm looking for this to come down again. When it sets up, I will be trailing this thing short. So I'm looking for the Dow short right now, guys. And 137-ish makes a little sense to start. 162 like that. I'm playing for a short. I'm playing for another breakdown. That's what we're looking for Dow right now. And we're going to start here. Now, this is one of those times that I will be looking to build a position up. I have 137, 140 area as well, too, looking at resistance. I have a lot of resistance to play with right now. We did make a new low for Dow. I'm looking to play off that again, too. So I'm looking for some more new lows here. So now that we are kicking off a little bit here, I can make that first out at around 130 and add in and then get back involved at 140. So I'm not risking 18. I'm only risking 8 here. But everything is setting up again for another short play here. So I'm not going to catch the whole move, the 200 or 100 points, 150 points, but I might catch about 40, 50 here for a quick scalp. And as long as we're staying under our pivots everywhere, I feel safe for my short. I feel like I need a lot more evidence for a short than I do for a long. And a lot of things are going to me. Ad is kind of giving up right now as well. Tick right now made a new lower low, went to equilibrium here. So that's a good spot for my short. VIX is curving up again. And I was fixing a chart, so I missed my 130 out there, but it's fine. Let's see if we get the 140 fill. We have an add-on right now at 140. It's hovering. And, oh, there we are. And we're full. All right. $162. So if we break to the 140 and hold, we're going to get out of that one. 162 would be the next area for our short. So if we break to 140 and hold, we're going to get out of this, and that's fine. Add-on. $140 seems like it was a fight. I overshot a little bit there, but 140 seems like that's where the fight was. All right, so we are in the Dow short right now. Let's see if we get the move. Nasdaq is moving up again, too. That's not great for us. Tick trying to make no. Yeah, this is still choppy. This might not be. We'll see. This is more 50-50 than I would like it to have been. We chose the Dow because it was the only one that made a new low. So hoping for a continuation off of that. We are under this 1 hour pivot. We're under a 4 hour pivot. We're under next hour's pivot, which is 40 minutes away. So it's not a bad spot here. I don't like internals. They're kind of tilting right now. They were setting up for another short. Not really responding right now so much. But I do like this the top right screen is a Dow if you guys can't read it. I do like this setup here for more move under. So above that is an out. And if we get our break here, this trade could pay off nicely for us. All right, ticker's playing ball right now. Let's see if we get a little bit of a catapult here. All right, Dow, let's break. Let's go. By VWAP standards, everything's looking pretty bearish here. But as soon as we say that, there's a little kick up. Nope. So we're still in the fight, guys. Losing levels, especially losing bull levels, there is a lot harder in a bull market than it is losing bear levels. When we're breaking through bear levels here, we're just kind of shooting through them, right? They're just covering and covering and covering, but it's hard to get bulls to cover. Bulls take profit when they want to take profit at certain spots, but it's hard to get them to cover. So why would a bull cover if they're long from months ago or even a year ago? What's the point of them covering? Markets we're at all-time highs, pretty much every week. So it's a lot tougher to get those bulls to cover here. But this is still, we can still find spots or days when shorting makes sense, and this is a day where shorting still makes sense. Until something breaks a red line right now, we are looking on the short side. If one breaks a red line, it's different. If we get 2 or 3 indices breaking red lines, we'll start looking for a long later on, maybe. And this could be one of those days. You never know. But we're still in the short camp for the day. Giving up. Actually, I'm not looking to get into any longs later on. Being that we just blew by all of our hedge pressures. Well, NASDAQ and the S&P hedge pressure anyway, just flew by those. So I'm not looking for any longs. If shorts don't play out for today, I'll be done for the day, and I'm fine with that. On this dip now, I'm looking for a new low for Dow. If we don't get that new low, I'll get out of this trade as well. Russell's testing that 24-26 red line again. That's something. See if it kicks off it or breaks through it. VWAPs are on that level as well. A lot of tests going on since that early morning breakdown. All healthy. I would love the Dow to not even if a new low, just to get under 112 and hold. We can get under 112 and hold. I don't care if we're oscillating for a couple minutes there. I will add on to it if we get under 112 and hold for that bigger breakdown. If we can blow through the 112 and we can get through 100, which is where we kind of stopped last time. I told you with those round numbers. The move is going to be pretty big. I can see at least another 50 points. So if we can oscillate under 112, I will add on for a bigger move down. And VWAP, everything's still looking bearish here. Let's see if something wants to give up. Even the Russell, who's been that feisty little brother, is still under VWAP right now and not pushing through. So we tested 112 again. A little bit of a kick, not too much. 6 points off 112. VIX is coiling up for a new high. AD is looking lower. Tick again at equilibrium here. The short setup is there. Just a matter if it comes through or not. All right, Dow's getting to that 112 again. This matters. We want to break and a hold. We don't care if we're flying through. but we would like to hold under 112. Give me a couple of bars under 112, and I will add on. Oh, we definitely are tightening right now. We're jumping out of this. I don't like the spike here. I don't like that it's holding without curving right now. This still can go down from there, but I would have liked it to have done it already. So I'm out of this tree. I'll take my little 10 ticks. All right, guys, 11:27. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. Give me 5 minutes. All right, so I'm back. Nothing really changed too much here. Russell took another test of the 24-26, kicked back off of that. S&P now is migrating to its 25 level, 46.74. So S&P is basing below 25. Nasdaq is basing above 25, which is 16,240. So there's no confluence there. Looks like the Dow is looking to test 36,162, next level up. So this is a sit on hands for us, and very possible for the rest of the day. I'm not looking for any longs, even if we do break above those red line numbers here, which I posted them to on a couple of my social media accounts. Those are the lines in the sands for me. Anything above that is looking stronger. I'm not looking to get into anything bullish right now, though, being how hard we kind of broke through those hedge pressures early. I'm not looking to get into anything long. So I will take another short if the opportunity presents itself. But I also don't love, I don't love shorting after big moves have happened. I do want to see continuance, which we have not gotten since the 10 o'clock hour, right? 10 o'clock is when we started moving back, and we retested those 50 lines. We retested all of our red lines there. I don't want to. I would have thought that 2 hours later we would have gotten a breakthrough again for lower lows. And besides the Dow that dipped lower than 36,112, which the Dow likes those round numbers, it went to 36,100 there. Nothing has broken through. I want to see a breakthrough now. So I'm of the camp that unless you're doing any kind of a quick scalp, I'm looking for something to make a new low before I can chase with something else. So that would be my confirmation. I've seen too many times, more so earlier in the year when you had those big red opens that came back at the end of the day. I haven't seen as many of those really recently because we don't really have a lot of down opens. But I'm not looking to jump into anything right here anymore until something breaks through right now. And what I'm looking at, nothing is really breaking through, right? So I'm okay sitting on my hands right now. I had a bad open. I made up for it. It's gonna be right now. It's about a break even day, which is fine for the open that I had. Like for example, if I see the Dow kind of take an ugly candle here or an ugly bar, I don't mind chasing that with an S&P short. If I see like well, not really Dow so much. I want to see S&P or Nasdaq take that really ugly looking bar. Now Nasdaq is dipping underneath right now. It's 25, which is cool. I like that. But I want to see something. And what might happen, which does happen, is that they all kind of make the same move at the same time. We were lucky enough to get into that Dow trade where it was still testing a level while the S&P and Nasdaq kind of threw up. So we jumped really quick into that and caught ourselves 100 points. But I want to see something make a move and leave one of the other indices behind it so we can chase that indice. So that's the only really trade I'm interested in now until we get a break of a new low. If we do get a break of a new low here, then I will look for short setups a little bit more aggressively. But until we get that, though, I'm looking to take a trailer trade. And in the overall, in the bigger scope of things, pull up a 15-minute chart here. S&P is doing exactly what we thought it would do. It's fighting at that 46.68 level. Very, very normal. Nasdaq right now is consolidating, and it's consolidating under previous support. When it was pushing up to that 13,378 number, it was using that 16,282 level as support, which it's now using as resistance. So even before we can even talk about 16,378 anymore, we need to get above 16,300 and hold. So the close of the day today matters a lot as far as what our opinion is going to be for tomorrow. If we can close and hold above 300, then okay, we can get back into testing 16,378 again. And that number has been tested 3 times. It broke through but didn't hold for the day. And that's what we need to kind of kick up for the next level up. We need a hold for the Nasdaq above 16,378. And right now, I don't see that. I mean, we could have some kind of a massive buying spree at the end of the day today, but I don't see that happening until probably end of the week. I can see it being another retest, a 4th retest for the level, though. normally means that it's breaking through. So I think that if we get to that 16,378, I'm hesitant of taking any trade that's getting to a level for the first time, because I'm predicting that that's where the fight's going to be. So what do I want to do that for? But the third and the fourth time that we're testing a level, that's something that I would consider taking. And that's what I'm looking for now. So there are a lot of things going on right now in the market. And even though the last hour and a half or so has been really just consolidation and just like retesting stuff, everything that's happening here is just so important. I was talking about it before, and I'm going to say it again. I think that's why my stats are better for these time periods. They're obviously a lot slower, but the setups are easier to read than something. So it's like reading captions on TV. When you have 2 seconds to read 2 sentences, it's hard to read the whole thing. You kind of rush by it to get the idea. But when you have 10 seconds for those same 2 sentences, it's much easier to read and digest. Well, that's how I feel about lunchtime trading. So I was on a Twitch yesterday, or I don't know, last week, whatever. I think it was yesterday. And I was talking to some guys, and one guy made a post about that too. He said, you know what? I don't like trading the open because it's so violent. And it's true. It is violent. And when you catch a trade, you make your money quick. And when you don't, you lose your money quick. And a couple of guys like, oh, well, that's where all the 80% of the volume comes in. It's where like the real guys make their money. And I get that. I mean, and that's fine. And I totally understand that. A lot of guys I know that are really good traders do make their money at the open. But for the average trader, I don't know if I would suggest those open trades, only because, again, it's like reading that caption on a TV in 2 seconds. I'd rather have 10 seconds, digest what's going on, why it is. I mean, you guys saw me reading off these levels now, but we have a lot of information. We can watch our internals for setups. There are a lot of things that we can do to kind of help. So maybe, and I mean, that just makes sense, right? That's kind of why my stats are a lot better for the afternoon hours than they are at open. Close, my numbers aren't bad at close, and they've been actually decent lately as well. And the reason being is that I kind of like, I use internals solely for my close trades, right? So I have levels set up from the day because the whole day gave me those levels. So when internals breaks one way or the other way, I just kind of go with that trade. And I seem to be a lot more consistent at close than I am at open. Open, it can be very irrational at open. You see a new high by 30 points, then you see a low by 20 points, and everything in between. For me, it's very tough to catch those open trades. But for the close trades, I've been really better and better with those trades. And again, guys, I'm an average trader. I'm not some guru. I don't pretend to be a guru. I don't want to be a guru. I do not give trade advice. I just like hanging out with you guys talking about the markets and the way I see things. But I can say with like 7-8 years of trading experience that if you're not honest with yourself and what your skill set is and what you're good at and what you're not good at, you're gonna have a hard time in this business. You're gonna have a hard time trading. So I try to be as honest with myself as possible, learn my strengths, learn my weaknesses. The biggest weakness I have, which I'm going to guess that most people have, is over trading. And a lot of guys, they watch their P&L as if, well, it matters, of course, but they watch as if like your trades only mean for that. So like their goal is to get to break even. Well, my opinion is that a goal should be to get to a level. So you should have a trade completed. I mean, you guys heard me from my good and bad trades, and you heard me talking through them, why I got out, why I didn't get out. That should be like that kind of makes sense. You know what I mean? So as far as my trading goes, that's how I kind of think of it. I want to have as much time as possible. Now, the hard part about that, especially if you see an open like we did today, right, where things are kind of just going all over the place. Well, on those opens, yeah, you see that, wow, I could have made 140 points in like 3 seconds, and that's cool. if you have the discipline and the patience and the understanding about why the open is always so volatile, because all the volume's coming there, right? Lunchtime, it slows down, and then the close, you have the volume comes in again. But I feel that it's easier to find those setups during the middle of the day. And for a while, I never even thought about it that way for a while, actually. Like, why that's it? Why am I so much better in the afternoon than I am at open? And I've had opens where I hit for a couple thousand like that. I'm like, wow, greatest day. Close my computer, I'm done. But I've had a lot of opens where I get crushed. You guys saw me get crushed this morning, and I'm trading one contract. I'm not trading anything heavy. I was down more than I think I even hit $1,000 down this morning, quick, off of one contract. I made 3 or 4 different trades for setups that I thought were okay, but it just happened so fast that it's easy to get caught with that one really, really bad trade. I think I might have added on to one of them, actually, which I hate doing. I think I did for one of my longs, maybe a Russell long. I'm not sure which one it was. I think I added to maybe 2 contracts, but you guys saw me get killed in like 30 seconds. But then the market kind of sets itself up again. I get a better understanding as far as what's going on and what happened. I wound up getting it back, and now it's an even day for me, right? Because I'm going to get commissioned anyway for it, so it's an even day for me. But still, if I didn't trade the opens, and I only trade opens when I actually see something. I don't look for setups in the open, but when they present themselves, I do take. I don't always sit out an open. But right now everything is popping up right now. So let's see what we get here. But during the afternoon, when I have one break, and I tell you guys what I'm looking for. Like I told you guys for this trade, I'm looking for something to make a new low. I want to see S&P and NASDAQ break down or break up, whatever it is, so I can get out of a trade. But once I get that one breakdown, I'm going to trail it with something else if I get a break and hold. I also said I want to get 36.12. I want 36.12 to get a break and hold. Well, what did it do? Let me show you guys. Well, what I wanted was a break and hold right underneath here, 36.112, and instead it used it as so it broke through, came right back up here. That's why I don't set stops. I don't use hard stops, because even though we had this level here, let's say that this was our long level here and we took it. I don't want to get stopped out right away for it. I want to see 1 or 2 candles or 1 or 2 bars to see what it's going to do. And it overshot that level, and it actually got to 36.100, which is exactly what the Dow wants. And it broke up, and then it bounded here for support. It didn't break through again. Now, this is still trending down, right, until you get that break, which it finally did, and now it got to the next level. That's what it's supposed to do. That's the idea. But it's easier to see this when these bars are doing this. It's harder to see this when these bars are doing that. But these bars are bigger, and they're harder to kind of put your expectations on. So 9:30, when we're getting these guys, it's much tougher to get right, for me anyway, in a quicker time frame than it is when I get these little guys. But even now, the 36.112 trade, that's a decent scalp. If I was scalping, I'd probably scalp it to like the 146 level. I'm not looking right now for 15 points, so I'm not going to take that trade, but there is a scalp there. And I said it as well too. I want to see one of these major indices break through, or not, or really kick off. But if one of them broke through, it's going to get me out of all my shorts. If I had a breakthrough, which I would have a lot more weight on that break if I did get a new low from either the NASDAQ or the S&P. We never got it, which is fine. But so that's my plan, and it's easier putting a plan together for midday for me. And at the end of the day, it seems like it's easier as well too, only because internals come into play. Like right now, we're kicking off. Now this channel has been there for a while. I normally put a channel up there after the first hour, so if it holds, then I know that the trend is going to hold for the day. If it breaks, I can kind of guess there's some chop coming up. So Tick made a new high right now. Ad is breaking through this channel, so we can get through this. We can get rid of this channel now, actually. Let's do that. And we'll see if ad is going to get to 0. My guess is probably won't be until like the 2 o'clock hour. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. 2 o'clock to closing if it's going to retest. And true equilibrium for ad right now. That has been support and resistance for, if you guys go back the last couple of weeks. Right now, VIX for the first time dipping under our 50, which it could be just stretching a rubber band right now, getting to our 200. So we'll see. But this right now is not telling me that the shorts are still in play for a bigger move. This is telling me that we might have some chop coming. until I get that big flyby. So these are all signals for me that I'm out of the market. I was in the short camp. I still am, because we haven't broken any red lines besides the Russell, which did break a red line, but we don't hold, again, too much stock into the Russell breaking a red line as far as overall market shifting. But these things are giving me mixed signals, so why would I get in this market? And because I traded the open, because I think I'm smarter than the market, and I'm never ever smarter than the market, that's the reason why I'm not up $1,000 today. I'm actually break even. I just saw my aunt post some pictures on social media holding it's like a rifle. She's in Florida now, where you can do that stuff. With the caption, "Say hello to my little friend." Yep, and they actually gave you that scalp, right? So that Dow scalp I told you was there for 15 points. I was right. Gave you the 15 points. But I don't want to, hold on, what I do. I don't want to build or start, like, I'm trying to get into a big position at a level that I'm not comfortable being, like a break even. Like, I love starting positions at, like, well, I mean, a lot of people call them lines in the sand, LASs, right? I like starting them off of red lines. Really, red lines are awesome. I like a really solid 4-hour pivot where everything is underneath it, or everything is underneath VWAP and it all kicked off it. I like starting my positions there because it's easier to add on to those positions, because that's the main level of support or resistance, whatever I'm using it for, right? If I'm longing, then I'm using it support. And I like those because if they break even, it's easy to get out of those trades. But if you catch that first big trade, those levels kind of compound themselves where it's easier to find your add-on. So when I'm adding on to a trade, like you guys in the morning session, or if you guys saw me early in the morning with that Dow trade, the levels are kind of setting themselves up for me for those to add on. And if it breaks through a level, I have no problem getting out of that one contract. I'm still in the money, and it's fine. I'm not holding now. If I add on to a long, let's say I get into a long at, say the S&P at 4,600, again to a long, it goes to 4,620. If I add on at 46.10 when it bounces back, I'm getting out of that one at 46.09. I'm not holding both of them to 4,600. I'm getting out 1 or 2 points underneath that. That's a very, very tight scalp when I'm adding on to a winner. And if I catch that winner and I get through the next level, I'll keep doing the same thing. So theoretically, if I catch a nice trend day, I can, at the end of that trade, I could be 3 to 4 contracts into that trade and never really feeling any pain. But that's how I start positions into trend days. Now it's easier when you catch an open. That's why sometimes I do take those shots at the open, because when you catch an open trade, they give you those 20 points really like within the first 5 minutes. So it's easy to start doing that. When you're starting a position looking for that bigger move in the midday, it takes a lot longer. You're normally holding on to the 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or even closing hour. There are times I'm also, when I'm up early, if I see a nice position at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, sometimes I'm jumping in there, building up to the open and hoping that the open holds up there. So that's another strategy as well too. But I do like adding onto my winners, not for scalps, but for longer builds. So if everything is setting up right now for a long, which the market has looked like long for really forever right now, those are times that I am looking to get it and add on to those longs. For the most part, I'd say 70-80% of the time, when I'm in for a contract or two, I'm out for a contract or two. I don't really hold too much more than that. But when I am looking to build, like today, and you guys heard me earlier, I'm looking to start a long and build a position for the long. I was totally wrong, and I'm wrong a lot, right? I was totally wrong for that long, but I started with a contract or maybe 2 for one of the trades, and I was out of contract at 2. I wasn't adding on trying to find this big move up, and I would have got destroyed today if I was trying to do that. The last 6 days, I probably would have made a lot, like I would have paid decent money doing that strat where I'm just kind of buying at lows and just rebuying and adding on. But the one day you get hit hard, and it could really hurt your account. So for me, right now, it's still, I mean, the Russell is totally out of its mind, right? It's just breaking up and down off of everything. I don't want anything to do with the Russell. Dow is still looking short. The Dow is looking like it might actually finally crack through that level. There is a hedge pressure coming up in really another 2,100 points or so. S&P and NASDAQ are just fighting as well too. So everything's stuck in a range right now, right? Nothing is making new highs and new lows. And trading in those ranges as tight as they are, well, NASDAQ is giving you really a 45-point range, which is not bad to trade into. S&P is giving you kind of a 20-ish, 17-point range right now, which actually makes a lot of sense. But I don't want to trade in those ranges right now. I want to see something break so I can follow it. And it looks like it might happen now, actually. Let's see here. Dow got to that 36,162. It scalped off of that. That's a nice 50-point actually scalp. That would have been a nice scalp, but the way the market was looking, I wouldn't have held this to this 50-point scalp there. I would have gotten out, like I told you guys, around the 140 number. That would only give me about 20 points max for my scalp. The way the market was setting up here, I didn't really see, I mean, it was possible, but I didn't like the feel for it. Internals wasn't telling us that was a great thing either, but it did complete its 50-point scalp here. Let's see what it does from here. And 50 points makes all the sense in the world because, as we said, the Dow loves those round numbers. 100's a nice round number. It did peak to the 36,100 number and cleared right off of that. That was this bump over here. And from there, it's hanging out. So that's it. I'm going to be out for a little while until something breaks through, which if it does happen, I will chase it later on. But I do have an appointment today at 1 o'clock. I'll be back on later on. I will be watching the close. I'm actually almost excited to see what happens at the close. So I will be hanging out there. If you guys want to hit me up on Discord or message me, whatever it is, totally cool. I'd love to hear from you guys. I might have some content later on tonight too. We'll see. I'll be in my office working on some stuff pretty much all night. So I will be around for that as well. And that's it. So that's our show for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow.